Welcome to Summer Talk. Get it? When it's Raw, Raw Talk, SmackDown, If I have to explain it. Links down below as always to credit WWE. I'm going to be talking about this at the end of the video. It's actually going to be a lot shorter and sweeter than you think, which is why it's not going to have its own dedicated video. It happened at SummerSlam. It's going to be a part of this recap instead of just spreading it out into another video. Triple H opened up the show and says that you haven't seen anything yet. Okay, we'll get into that in a moment. Naomi's father actually plays guitar for her entrance music. He's also in a band. I didn't know that, and he kind of tours around, does his thing. So that's like really, really cool to see. Naomi retained her women's championship against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Of course, this was a great match. Look who you have in there. And it's just really nice to see, because there are times where I've seen people be critical of the women, including myself sometimes, because some of them in recent history still, I feel kind of like they don't fit. And I know that sounds really rude and it's just my opinion, but Zelina Vega is someone that comes to mind when I say that. And I've had people message me on Twitter, I still call it Twitter, and say, you seem to be extra critical of the women. It's like, no, I do it with the guys too when it happens, like Tala Tonga, you know, Kirk Hammett from Metallica. Same thing with him. He just seems a little bit awkward. Zelina Vega seems a little bit awkward to me. There's just things, she's gotten a lot better. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying this far in, I'm like, there's people that just gravitate to this a lot better. And these three, to me, are the epitome of like, wow, if you are new to watching wrestling and you're used to the old school pillow fights and the divas and just them being show candy and not being able to wrestle, Stacy Keibler, I'm looking at you. This will change your mind, is what I'm saying. So I'm very, very happy about that. Great match. Oh, there you go. Naomi and her dad. See, WWE does all the hard work for me. I just have to scroll down the page and that's it. Anytime you have these ladder matches, is just wild. There's always going to be quite a few moments in there where you're just on the edge of your seat or you're just completely off your seat. The Wyatt Six retained their tag team championships in a wild and all-out brawl of a TLC match against Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. I have to write that down because there's no way I'm going to fucking remember it all, even though most of them are all up here on the ladder. It's the constant, like, Montez Ford, man, just jumps like right on the ladder, and other people have done that before. Meanwhile, I climb a ladder calmly and gently to change a fucking light bulb, and my ladder's like wobbling like crazy, and it's like, how the fuck does this guy just like jump with so much force and it doesn't even look like the ladder is moving much? Candice LeRae potentially injured her shoulder a little bit. I don't know, but that fall was insane. Getting her involved in B-Fab a little bit was really, really cool. Again, I was entertained. That is the main point, right? So that happened. And, you know, the outcome of this, I'm okay. Is there anybody else in here I would have been able to have been like, you know what, I'm okay with this? I don't know. No, I'm kind of really liking the Wyatt Six holding on. I know that some people won't like that, and you know what? That's okay. Same thing I just said about the, this was a triple threat. Yes. This was just, you know, and I've said this from the very beginning. When I say I don't like Lyra, it's definitely not because of her in-ring ability, because damn, does she have it. Unbelievable. Like this, again, is like, wow. Like, it's just crazy. Just so good. Just seems so organic. And Becky, of course, retains her IC title against Lyra, as I felt it should be. And it happened. Very happy about the outcome. Maybe someday she'll grow on me, maybe not. But one thing I've always been clear from the very first day she hit the scene was, I don't like her, but god damn, she's really good. I'm able to recognize that. Like, again, I'm gonna go there. Comparing her to Zelina Vega, to me, Zelina Vega is just like Alex Riley. Exactly. Who? Just saying. Ah, boy. This was something. Solo retains his U.S. title in a cage match against Jacob Fatu. Fatu was handcuffed at one point. I don't know how they do all that stuff. It must have been like pre-broken, whatever. Managed to break out. I just thought the whole thing was cool. The MFT comes out, but so did Big Jim on his own. Numbers game prevailed, but in the end, Big Jim managed to toss JC Mateo in there with Tongaloa. And then Fatu did the backflip off the top of the cage, which you couldn't even get me to climb up the cage, let alone jump off of it. I was kind of hoping Jey Uso was going to come out, Roman Reigns was going to come out to help out, you know. This is why I'm not a booker. I'm right. I watched the creative and shit, the Unreal series, which I'll make a small review on it once I've watched the whole thing. I was hoping there'd be more, but in the end, this was a spectacle. I really like Solo Sikoa. He's really good at what he does. And Jacob Fatu since day one. Literally like one of my favorites. He reminds me of like a Samoan Kevin Owens. Like just really freaking amazing. So yeah, I feel like night 2 was better overall for me. Whatever. You may feel differently and that's okay. There it is, the big flip off the back. I gotta remember, every time I scroll down, there's not always just one picture. There can be more than one picture. Just not always. Dirty Dom retains the IC title against AJ Styles. Now, normally I'd be against this. Normally I'd be really angry. This is the part of like the review where I actually put some feedback in here. What I really enjoyed about this is I think for almost the first time ever, Dirty Dom did it on his own. Nobody else came to ringside to his aid. There's no Finn Balor. There's no, Bonk. I'm not going to lie. I just woke up. I had a rough night. JC McNugget. There we go. He wasn't there either. Nobody was there. He did it all on his own. And then at the end, it was sneaky loosening the boot so that when he gets put in the calf crusher, the boot comes off. Ref got distracted. He grabbed the boot, smashed him in the head. Then he did the frog splash and pinned him. What I don't get is this, and I know it's just a show and I'm being overly picky. But when you grab your hands and you smack somebody in the head with the boot, I don't think that's supposed to technically hurt as much as just getting fucking super kicked with the boot still on your foot, right? But it was like, oh my God. Like he could have just super kicked him and that would have done more damage. So I know I'm overthinking it, but I'm just sharing how my brain doesn't work. So maybe it was the frog splash that did it, not so much the boot. I don't know. I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm actually okay with this because he was able to do it on his own. No outside interference. Had there been outside interference, I'm not going to lie, as much as I like Dirty Dom, I'd have been like, this is fucking bullshit. AJ should have won that shit, right? Even though the end is predetermined regardless, I would have still been doing that because well, sometimes I'm a little bit of a mark, even though my name is Phil. My name changes a little bit here and there. So that's that. And then last but not least, oh boy, oh, it's coming. Cody Rhodes defeats John Cena for the WWE Championship in an epic fashion. This was wild. This was absolutely wild. Great match. Saw some stuff you normally don't see. Undoing the bottom buckle. trying to hang one another with it, bashing the head in with the pin. Not something that's happened too many times. And it was just like, wow. At that point, we're like, is this like him going heel? No, it was just a street fight. John Cena took it to him. John Cena did really well, like in terms of actually performing at a high level, at a high tier level. He delivered, near 50-year-old man. And he's just in there like he's Grayson Waller. And he isn't Grayson Waller Young anymore. In the end, there was no weird shit going on. Okay? There was just none of it. They shook hands. It was authentic. He took the belt, gave it to Cody. Right? Nobody came out. Now, I'm going to get to the Brock Lesnar thing really quick in a moment. Why I'm disappointed. John Cena turns heel with The Rock, right? Back at Elimination Chamber. Was it Elimination? Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I'm remembering all my facts right because I didn't write this down. My sheet's over now. And then Rock does the whole finish it. John Cena turns on Cody. And then basically we never saw him again. Then John Cena fulfilled the promise, wins the belt. He's not at Mania. The Rock, that is, not at Mania. Nothing. Then there's problems with Travis Scott not showing up for a lot of the tryouts. I talked about that in my other video. Now he doesn't show up at SummerSlam for losing. Couple of things could have happened. John Cena could have swerved us, which I think would have been a mistake this close to his retirement. Let him be a face and ride off into the sunset. Or, swerve of the century, John Cena turns heel, has The Rock come out, right? Tries to screw Cody Rhodes over, naturally, the final boss. And then you have Brock Lesnar come out, who did come out. Because if you remember, the last time we saw Brock Lesnar was at SummerSlam of 2023, when he got defeated by Cody Rhodes. For the first time, I think, in Brock Lesnar's history. Not only did he like show appreciation and respect to Cody Rhodes, he raised his arm, he gave him a hug, that little headbutt, like, you know, I approve of you. He never does that. That was completely unscripted. That was off the cuff by Brock Lesnar, and it even really legitimately caught Cody Rhodes off guard. So that would have made sense to have done what I said. But rumor had it that backstage there was no Rock, and that potentially there was going to be a Brock instead. A Rock with a B in front of it. A B-Rock. Anyways, that was me trying to be funny. So instead, the ending was like... But at the same time, if you look at it the other way and you want to overanalyze it, this was good that nobody came out, because then it makes John Cena's face turn make more sense. He went to the dark side for a bit, thought he was going to get all this stuff, whatever, he was brainwashed. And in the end, like John Cena said in his reface turn, he was abandoned, which is true, because he's abandoned the entire WWE universe. So I am legitimately, in real life, upset with The Rock a little bit. Absolutely. Because I maybe not him directly, because I don't know why he wasn't able to show up, even if it was just for 5 minutes. Right? I feel like it kind of ruined what could have been something more meaningful. And we didn't get that. But now that solidifies John Cena's statement more. Hey, man, I was abandoned. And then he saw the error of his ways, and right? So... yeah, so I mean, that it made that part of it make more sense, but overall, I wasn't okay with that. So instead, what we got was we remained John Cena a face, but it looks like Brock is going to be a heel, and now he comes out and he F5s John Cena. Now, you can think what you want about Brock Lesnar. Like this guy, Brock Lesnar is actually Mr. Sexual Assaulter. And then I said, do I quote myself? Because it's my own tweet. Brock Lesnar is actually Mr. Innocent until proven guilty. There's currently no criminal charge or conviction against Brock Lesnar. He has not been formally accused as a defendant in any court, and no adjudication. It helps if I can pronunciate the words that I came up with myself. Has occurred. The case remains a civil lawsuit focused on allegations, not proven wrongdoing. So, as of now, there are no legal findings that has confirmed that Lesnar committed assault. You still have time to delete this. And that's how it goes, because 25 years ago, I was told I did something with somebody that I had never even met. Okay? I hadn't even met them. But then she confessed that she made the whole thing up. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. One where I dedicate it to Brock, but maybe not. I'll just have to wait and see, because I pretty much want to say everything here in this video because it happened here at SummerSlam. This is the highlight recap. So that's essentially it. So I think it hits home a little bit more, but I've always been, I don't care what people say. If it's not from a legality standpoint, right? Like you're done beyond a shadow of a doubt. Kind of like the whole P. Diddy thing. For me, that's a little bit hard to defend, okay? This is why maybe I feel so strongly about, doesn't matter if it's the man or the woman, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And I do find we live in a world where we just throw people under the bus very quickly. And yes, I do keep looking at my watch because I do have to wrap this up. So for me, that's how I'm rolling. If we found out otherwise, well then yeah, fuck this guy. But WWE reinstated him. He was back on the roster page and they started selling his flannel shirts again and stuff like that. So clearly as an image thing, look how quickly they dropped Hogan's ass when he dropped the N-bomb. Right? It's like he never existed. They will do that, WWE, when they feel they need to protect themselves and their company. They brought him back, bring back the merchandise. They must feel pretty confident that there's really not much there thus far, if at all. So that's my quick take on this. And I just wish he was good old Cowboy Brock. He was a face, and it worked out the way that I said, but whatever. He might be a heel now, and whatever. And there you have it. So as always, thumbs up if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm and trying to make me more relevant in the search results. When people look shit up. You didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half. We'll twist it. Break it off in your ass, as always. Solo Sakoan spike. Then you'll be flipped on your back. You'll get a reverse F5, so you'll land on your elbow and it'll go really up there by Brock Lesnar. Just picture that for a moment. Let that sink in. Literally. Pun intended. And if you want to subscribe, naturally, that'd be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.